What an exciting week for golf. The Tour Championship is set. It's your last chance to make a play for the Ryder Cup team, and Liv was in my backyard. Let's dive into this. Welcome to the Tavern. Yeah. I think he's back to form. He fell off a little bit last year, but he also was named Ryder Cup captain. Give me King Ramsey! Welcome to the Tavern, everybody. Dave's trying to get set up here. I think we got him back. Steve is not with us this week, so it's going to be a much better show. We shipped Steve off to go do some scouting with an NBA team, but we'll get more into that here in a bit. But Dave, welcome in.
Hey, still working on some technical difficulties, but hey, trying to get it going.
Well, we'll get you
surprise, Dave, and technical difficulties. Hey, nice shirt.
Yeah, I know. Nice golfer shirt to you as well. A little bit different design. I got the salmon color. You got a little bit of a design on there.
Yeah, I have lobsters.
Oh, nice. You got the lobsters?
Yes.
So, no, that's
did not plan that at all.
No, I mean, but check out. I almost used that same glass, by the way. But I'm using one of our guests' glasses from a guest a few weeks ago. Goated Golf. If you haven't seen that, make sure you check them out as well. But Dave, how was your week?
It's been a busy week. We've been getting ready for harvest. Here, been working on bottling and getting things ready for everything I got going on the next couple weeks here. So, played some golf on Thursday and Friday for the first time getting out back-to-back days. So,
oh, nice.
I just spilled some water on my keyboard.
You're having all kinds of problems over there. The harvest is really taking a toll on you.
Yeah, it's going to be a long couple days coming up here this weekend. Just trying to get ready for that. So, but got a chance to play some golf with my father-in-law on Friday in our local sheriff's tournament. So had a lot of fun with that.
Nice. I got to play golf this weekend too with my buddy Nate. We played at a place, Twin Bridges out here. Great little track, but also went to the state fair. The state fair was a lot of fun. My son Ollie had a great time at the state fair. But in my backyard,
I did not make it to our state fair this year. So,
I mean, for calling your local fair and not making it to your state fair, that almost seems like blasphemy there. But
well, we've had a lot going on here, both professionally and personally. So it just wasn't in the cards to make it up to state fair this year. But and I'll get called out for the shameless plug. I did have 5 of my wines medal this year at the state fair. So once I get those medals, hopefully here in a couple weeks, that'll be good. So that's the most I've ever medaled on the state level. So on the up and up.
Well, I mean, we had Liv in my backyard at a course I played here, and so that was pretty cool to see. I gave Liv a good chance, and I'll talk about that when we get into first round here.
I did see a couple very interesting signs out there, like Bryson hit it over our house.
Yes, there was, and it's a great place just north of where I live up in Westfield, and Chatham Hills is a great Pete Dye track out there. Great course. Liv did a good job out there. I think it was a great event from everyone that I heard from went out to it, had a great time. It's coming back next year. I gave Liv a chance watching it on TV, and it was exciting this week. I was very pleased with Liv's coverage. There's some stuff I think that they could do better. I still think they're not to the PGA level. But we're going to bring someone on here because I saw someone else sitting down in our stage, but now we have the Orlando golfer, folks. Live.
Nice.
Hi, wait, my name is wrong. I am not Steve.
No, it is not
Can we
Steve.
get that
This is the
changed?
Orlando
Not Steve.
golfer. We can correct
Hello,
that. Hold on a
guys.
second.
Greg, I was just hearing about the Live Golf out in Indiana. I heard it was a fantastic time out there.
It was.
Oh. Because they still haven't been, we had one in Orlando, but I actually wasn't even living here. Or maybe I was. I just moved here. So I know they're supposed to be coming back here soon. So hopefully we can get back out when it's here in Orlando.
Oh, now we have the right byline for you there, Hayden.
Hey, look at that.
I can edit stuff, so
Wow.
we can override what was down there. But I will say they did do a great job out here. It was fun to watch. I'm glad they're coming back next year. I'm hoping they continue to improve, and just this pettiness between the PGA and Live goes away, and they can be two separate entities that we can both be happy with. But Hayden, where are you off to right now?
So we have been, I'm actually with Steve. I'll kind of going over here. He is driving, so I'm taking hold of the phone.
Or
here to make
Orlando golfer on, and not Steve.
Mhm.
Yeah, safe driving. But we were at the Orlando Magic. We went and saw their training facility tonight.
Nice.
And the Orlando Magic are going to be doing some golfer nights in the upcoming season.
Can't talk about it yet. They haven't announced it.
Oh, they haven't?
No, it's not been announced.
They're going to do.
We'll edit that out, and we'll edit that out.
Strike that. Yeah, strike that from the record.
They're going to be doing some fun things this year, and so we were there learning all about the fun things that the Orlando Magic are doing. But we did get to see their new practice facility. It is incredible. I understand why those guys are pro athletes and how they maintain their physique and everything else. The food alone was phenomenal. They had a whole spread of sushi and pulled pork and everything. It was great.
Well, we'll have to get you out here to Indiana to see the Pacers, because they do it right, I will say. I do like the Orlando Magic, and respect to them, but I got to stick with my Eastern Conference champion, Indiana Pacers.
I would say I've never been to an NBA game.
We can change that.
Sometime this year we're gonna have to go. It came out that I had never been to a soccer game, a football or a basketball game, or a hockey game. So, we're kind of missing out on the OG side here.
Yeah.
Well, you are the Orlando golfer. At least you've been to a golf match, so that's
correct. The OG. I even got the shirt on today. The OG. There it is.
You're just coming right into our typical shameless plug here, Dave. So.
But hold on. Hey, Hayden, why don't we got you on here for a second? Couple weeks ago, you posted big congratulations. You're going to be representing Team USA coming up here.
Listen, you're shameless plugging a future show now. Because he's going to be a guest on a future show.
That's all we do.
That's all we do.
We're giving a preview. That's all here.
We're giving the fans what they want. Less Steve, more Orlando golfer.
That's right. Hey, I know I'm more entertaining. This guy just doesn't stop yapping. I'm here to at least have fun.
Thank you. At least someone said it live on here.
Yeah.
Dave, thank you so much. I appreciate the congrats. Yes, I won my division for the World Am Golfer Championship.
Congrats.
This past year, thank you. Out in Houston, we had a blast. If you told me at hole 9 going into the last day that I was going to win, I would have told you you're dead wrong. But I was 6 back going into the last day and ended up winning. And now I'm headed to Jeju Island, South Korea, to compete for Team USA. And I couldn't be more excited. We're going to compete against it's either 35 or 40 different countries represented, and I cannot wait. I'm so excited.
Well, good for you, man.
Well, hey, we're going to hop off here. We just wanted to say hello. You guys have a great rest of the podcast.
If I get home, I'll hop on, guys.
Hey, Steve, we need a pick from you.
I got that. He sent that to me. Yeah.
Okay.
So we got that. All right. See you guys.
All right. Greg, I'm going to jump off on this one and bring me in on the other one.
All right. With that, folks, we're going to go right into first round.
Ready to take your game to the next level? Desert Fox Golf's collegiate gear is growing fast, with over 25 universities and counting. Show off your favorite team on the course with the Phone Caddy and DJ 10 speaker. built for easy access for every round. Perfect for students, alumni, and college sports fans looking to show off their school spirit. Gear up today at desertfoxgolf.com.
So when I was playing this weekend, I brought 2 DJI 10 speakers out and had surround sound of OAR in the cart, and it was phenomenal. So use code GolfingDads to get 15% off your first order from Desert Fox Golf, and check for your collegiate team on desertfoxgolf.com.
OAR and surround sound is never a bad time.
Oh, way to go. OAR on the golf course is the way to go out there. But this week we had, like I said, Liv was in my backyard. I thought Liv did a phenomenal job out here. I still think there's some things that they can do better. I don't like on the TV broadcast their scoreboard not being all the way over to the side and being kind of taking up a good portion of the screen. I think that they look like a charity event at times because of there's guys in shorts. There's no consistency out there in like the way it looks, and I think they just need to tighten that up a little bit. But overall, the excitement of the play was great out there. The course looked great. The stands, they make it fun, and that Terrell Hatton got to walk up to the party hole to "I'm a Little Teacup" was phenomenal out there. So I am going to give kudos to Live Golf. You are doing things a little bit better, and I like what you did out here. So look forward to being there next year. But let's get into what we want to talk about here, and the BMW Championship and players fighting for their life to get into the Tour Championship this week. It was an amazing 4 days on the PGA Tour out in Maryland, and I gotta say, it came down to the wire. I chip in on 17. Come on. Well, here's the thing. I was watching that to see if Scottie was going to win or if McIntyre was going to win, but I was more excited about who's going to make the cut to make the Tour Championship. That was the fun part to watch, because you had players that were jumping back and forth, and I got to give kudos to Chris Gotterup, who played his rounds, was an early start, and decided that, hey, I can't control my fate at this point, so I'm just going to drive to my parents' house and let the chips fall as they may. He did make the cut, a fellow Bridgestone mindset player like us, and so congratulations to Chris Gotterup, and a fellow New Jersey native like myself. So congratulations to him. Ricky Fowler, I was going into the day, he wasn't making the cut. Then all of a sudden he was playing really well. Then he hit the back nine, and the wheels came off. What was your take on watching that happen?
I tell you what, I didn't. I was a little busy on. I had it on my headset, working out in the vineyard, so it was a little different perspective for me with everything I had going on Sunday. But I've been a Ricky fan for a long time, and the blowback that he got online and the way he handled it after the tournament was fantastic.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to ask about that too.
Yeah, you don't need to sit on the other side and be a keyboard warrior and go after these guys. Yeah, are we going to make fun of? Did I make fun of Max Homa, on here? But I respect his game. I just don't respect the odds and odds with Dave that he's been given sometimes.
But you're not gonna call Max Homa out and be degrading and nasty to him online. We're gonna joke and have fun, but we're still gonna be respectful, and that's what fans need to be better at out there.
Yeah,
you're not out there fighting for this.
I know the three of us have had some conversation, especially about Ricky. Getting sponsors exemptions into certain tournaments, and that, him making it to this weekend guarantees him spots in signature events for next year. Being in the top 50. And it's a point that when we get into our next discussion, Ricky playing is good for the game of golf.
Oh, 100%.
It is, fans love him. It is good for the game of golf. And the more that you can see Ricky right now, I think he's the next representation of the everyman that's out there. He came in, you look at it, all the bright orange, all the flair, everything that's about him. And now he's one of us, almost. So it's really great to, to see that out of him. And I think the more you can see Ricky out on the golf course, the more money the PGA makes.
Well, and that's really, I'd say Ricky's kind of a modern day Fred Couples. That's who I compare him to. And I think that it's good for the game. I think that people writing stuff, getting angry at a player because they didn't make the cut here, don't take it out on them. Ricky worked hard. I think those sponsors exceptions are a good thing because he still, even with the sponsors exceptions, he still had to play and do well to get where he's at.
Yeah.
Like, he got the exceptions to get there, but a lot of players get that opportunities different years when they've had bad years. So I don't think that's a bad thing that's there. But this week was just an exciting week. These playoffs are exciting. I think that they're fun to watch because of this. Like, you're making cuts, but you're not making cuts like, oh, you're just not playing the weekend. You're not playing next week. It's dwindling down to the top 30. And that's what makes it real exciting when we can do things like this and keep the excitement there, because you're not just watching Scottie being Scottie and coming back and winning this thing.
Right.
Would have been one story, but you have that story plus these players that are right at the bottom there. Akshay, like I said, Chris Gotterup.
And not even taking the standings into consideration here, Tommy Fleetwood was a top 5 again this week. And, great for Tommy. Robert McIntyre, who is did not make the top 30. At least I don't see him there. Would have if he won. So
no, he did. He's number 9.
Did I miss it?
Robert McIntyre's number 9.
Yes,
he jumped from 20 to 9.
Okay.
He was already in the top.
20 to 9. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was just like Fleetwood. It was his to lose, and Scottie outplayed him at the end, is what it came down to.
Scottie just was Scottie at the end there. And we talked about this last week with Scottie because he didn't have Ted on the bag, that it was going to be a different Scottie. You didn't see that kind of calmness. He had to kind of make some more shots, like the shot he made on 17 to kind of put this away. He didn't just gradually go away from the field like he normally does. He had some bad putts and stuff. And I think that that really is the effect of his caddy, but he's also still the number 1 player in the world. And he will have his caddy back next week. So glad that Ted is doing well and is able to come back and help Scottie next week on tour. So with that, let's get into our happy hour this week, and let's talk the Tour Championship and what it means for the Ryder Cup. So we had all the excitement last week leading up to the Tour Championship this week at East Lake.
Yep.
This has been kind of a evolving process with this FedEx Cup over the years. Back when it first started, it was you won the points really added up over the year, and by the time you got to the Tour Championship, nothing mattered. Someone already had won it.
You didn't have to play and could have won.
You didn't really have to do much. Then they made it so that whoever won the Tour Championship won the FedEx Cup. Then they were like, maybe that doesn't work. Maybe you get a lead. So they tried that you get like a 10-shot lead if you're the leader in FedEx Cup points going into the Tour Championship. This year they've gone back to, based on feedback from the players themselves and a little bit from the fans and the governing bodies, that it's 30 players, winner takes all for the Tour Championship here, which Dave, what's your feeling on the switch back to that?
It's a bad analogy, but it's kind of the only one I got right now. It's like Major League Baseball in the All-Star game, trying to give home field advantage to the winner of the All-Star game. I don't think they found the right formula yet. College football playoffs. Let's continue to expand the field. I don't think that they've found the right formula on how to succinctly do this, because you have all these points, but you're not going to be the champ unless you win this week. So where, Scottie finishes 15 this week and may not win, then what's the point of the points? It's like watching whose line is it anyway?
The points don't matter. I kind of agree that I don't think they've gotten to the right place yet. I do kind of like this like playoff battle type thing. I almost think maybe one more week where you take it down to the top 10 after this week and the top 10 battle it out or something like that. Or you go to a match play and you're seeding. So one plays, it'd have to be probably 36 at this point.
Yeah.
You'd have to have 36 in, but one plays the bottom and you go that way based on how you played this season and kind of play it up, because it is a playoff. I think there should be a trophy for who won the FedEx Cup at the end of the season, and then there should be a playoff champion. I think they should kind of divide this up into two different things. And I think that's where this kind of gets convoluted, is that people kind of see it as a whole season-long thing, but this is called the playoffs. And Liv did that last week.
They call it it's a season-long chase for the cup. It is in their advertising.
Exactly. That's why
we knock Live Golf all the time for, are you individual or are you a team sport? Here's the PGA trying to do multiple different things and trying to figure out how to do it right.
Yeah, you're calling it two different things at the same time, and I think that's where it gets confusing to people, and it kind of looks like, oh, what are you really saying here at the end of the season? Because I'll say, Liv this week, it was exciting on Liv watching Joaquin Niemann and John Rahm fight it out for the season-long battle. And John Rahm didn't win a Liv event at all this season, but was the season-long champ. So they need to figure something out over there. I think he deserved it because he was top 10 in every event this year, but it's like
NASCAR. You could be the NASCAR Cup champion and not win an event if you finish consistently in the top 10 and the top 5.
Exactly. And I think that's where you kind of got to look at how this is played off. And if you're going to call it a playoff, make it a playoff and have a regular season champ as well. But the field this week, we're going to get into odds with Dave later. But I think what really comes down this week is obviously you're playing to win the FedEx Cup, and anyone can win. I think stories like Harry Hall, who was 45th going into last week and is now 26th, could win this whole thing. And he kept jumping up. I was saying that about Ricky. Ricky went from 67th to 20 to like 36th, then to almost 28th, and could have then won at Eastlake. And that would have been an amazing storyline. Unfortunately, we missed out on that one.
What if if Keegan goes on a tear this weekend and wins going into the Ryder Cup, which we'll get into, but how amazing would that be?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, let's get into that with, I think that's the bigger storyline this week is Keegan needs to pick 6 players. We already have Scottie, Jay, Xander, Russell, Harris, and Bryson that are already automatic qualifiers. That's our first 6. But we need 12 to make up a Ryder Cup team. So
and what I like is Bryson had enough points. He's an automatic qualifier. Discussion for a later time. You don't have to waste a pick. Thanks, Lee.
Wait.
You don't have to, waste a pick on Bright. Now you're deciding between 6 other, PGA guys right now. So, it's JT, Colin Morikawa, Ben Griffin, and Maverick McNeely are your top 10. Keegan is 11. Brian Harmon is 12. Novak is 13. Cameron Young is 14. Cantley is 15. And I don't think you really go below 15 if you're making a pick for this team.
Well,
there's
think
arguments
you
to
do,
be made
actually.
for
And I'm going to make that
Wyndham
argument.
Clark and Lucas Glover. Goddard at 20. Would love to see him there. But I think you kind of got to go with the hot. Keegan's got to go with the hot hands right now. Coming out of the Tour Championship.
And that's the important thing here. And that's where I think is going to be the storyline this week. I think you had to make the top 30 here to be considered for for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
And most of these players have. I think the ones you're taking out here, I think Xander, I think we really need to look at our weighting system on how things are scored, because Xander hasn't played that well this season.
No.
Hasn't played terribly, but he is 42nd, so he's not playing this week, but he's an automatic qualifier. Bryson you take out because he's been playing on Live, but he didn't win their championship, but had a good season on Live, so I think he's in.
Yeah,
had a good
I
season
don't think,
in the majors.
and because Xander accrued all of his points last year.
And that's where I think we're overweighting that.
Because it's, again, here's another baseball analogy. You have a free agent that comes up in his year 32 for the first time, wants a $300 million contract based on past performance. Well, you're 32 now, and the performance isn't going to continue on. Xander accrued all those, but now we're almost 2 years removed from him accruing all those points. I think you just need to break it down to who are the hot hands this year.
So I'm going to go into that, Dave, because you talked about like the top 15. Once you get to 14 in the Ryder Cup standings, until you get to 20, numbers 15 through 19 all have not won on tour this year. So
no, they have not.
Your Patrick Cantley, Sam Burns, Wyndham Clark, Lucas Glover, and Ashke all have not won on tour this year. In 20th position, this is where I'm going to make my case for Chris Goddard, who I don't think is there yet, but I think with a strong showing this week at Eastlake could make a case for himself. He's won. The mindset's the way to go. He has won with the mindset at the Scottish Open with the number 2 player in the world, the number 1 player on the European Ryder Cup team, Rory, at his heels. He held him off with the mindset and won the Scottish Open. I think that says a lot. He is also from New Jersey. He grew up in the shadow of Bethpage. He knows what those crowds and those fans are like. He is not going to fold under that pressure that is there. And I think Keegan needs to consider all of that when looking at all of these players. Is you have to look at who's
could he
best
be
right
the
now.
new Captain America?
And that's what I think. I don't know from a personality standpoint. I don't want him to be like Patrick Reed, but I think his excitement, his play. He played at Rutgers in college before he went to Oklahoma, and he has won in New Jersey many, many times. In New York, he has won here. He knows this place.
Yeah,
I think that's where you have to kind of look at that, but you also have to consider how many rookies do you have on the team that haven't played in a Ryder Cup before. So if I'm going to ask you, Dave, right now, before we get into Eastlake and play this week to kind of get yourself to boost up, who are your 6 that you would really kind of put in right now?
JT is a lock.
Agreed. I think JT is a lock. I like that pick. All right.
Ben Griffith is a lock.
Agreed. Ben Griffith has won twice on tour this year. So JT, Ben Griffith have both won on tour. Ben has won twice. So I agree. Another lock. Boom.
Keegan is a lock.
You're saying, oh, hold on. That is a hot take right here, that Keegan is a lock. So I want to dive into that a little bit. So this would be
let me give you my other 3.
We'll come back to Keegan then. So give me your other 3.
Morikawa.
Okay, you're putting Morikawa in.
I'm 80-20 on Morikawa right now. I've picked him a lot this year. Okay. He's been hot. He's been cold. I think he's granted you had him this past week and he got you 1 point. So
I know.
If he does not play well this week, I think he's out.
Yeah.
I like Cameron Young.
Okay.
And I might, and my sixth, it's really going to depend on how people play this week. It could go to Goddard. It could go to Wyndham Clark. Or I was looking at Oshke as just a random, this may be good. It may be the boost of energy in the team. He's also left-handed, which plays well into Bethpage.
Okay. All right. That's it. I don't disagree. I disagree with some of those picks, but I think that you're looking at
now. My mind,
right
when
way.
we sit down and do our Ryder Cup preview, my mind may change. But my locks are JT, Ben Griffith, and Keegan are my 3 locks right now.
Okay, so why Keegan right now? Why? Because this would be the first playing captain since Arnold Palmer. He was left off the team 2 years ago when he was, I got to say, we all wanted him 2 years ago on the team because we thought he was the hot hand, and he was playing similar to how he's playing this year. Last year, he didn't play as well, but this year he's back to that form again. So why Keegan for you?
Because he's pissed and he wants to unpack that golf bag finally.
Well, he is the captain, so he's going to get to do that anyway. He is on the team.
He wants it. He wants it as a player.
Okay,
I think being a captain for him is all well and good, but in his heart, he's a player. And if anybody embodies Arnie's army right now, it's Keegan Bradley.
Okay.
The guy is cheered universally wherever he goes. And I just think that he has surrounded himself with enough of the right people that he can be that playing captain. And also I just want to see Tiger walk out of the shadows and, be one.
I don't think we're getting that, but
no, we're not. But
I
think Keegan he's smart enough to know that he only needs to play 1 round a day, if that, and to play well, in singles. And I think he can do that. He can pair himself pretty well with almost anybody on that roster.
I agree with that.
And if it came down to egos and everything, he pairs himself with Bryson and goes out there and plays alternate shot with Bryson. And I think that would work out really well.
Well, I think that's going to be a interesting matchup out there. I think Keegan has earned it. I think if Keegan wasn't the captain, I would say, yes, I would pick him. So that's where it's tough. From Keegan's perspective, the way that I look at it here, I think he's in a really tough position because if he picks himself and they lose, that's going to be criticized for the rest of time. Like, that's going to be something that everyone's going to go to. Who else on that
list is better than he is right now?
Well, I get that, but you have to look at this and think, hey, if we lose on U.S. soil and you picked yourself, that's going to look bad. And that's going to look bad, I think, for anyone in the future. I think that's – I don't disagree with you. I do think I have Keegan in my picks as well. I think Keegan should be there, but I think Keegan is that – he is either that 12th spot or he gives that 12th spot up to someone that he thinks could be comparable to him or that is the hot hand right now. So that's where I think this is going to get real interesting next Wednesday.
I would be shocked if he does not pick himself.
You watch Good Morning America or the Today Show, the Today Show this morning, they asked him flat out.
Yeah.
And he's not sure. And I truly believe he
doesn't know. Yeah. I think he's gonna do what's best for the team.
100% agree.
And whether he's feeling, and unfortunately the pressure is gonna come from the media. Right or wrong, the pressure of him picking himself or not picking himself is gonna come from the media. It's not gonna come from other players that are on the team. I don't think if Keegan picks himself and leaves off Brian Harman, do I think Harman is upset? Yeah, but does he, as a professional, does he understand?
That's tough. I have Harman in on my team. So
well, he's the name right below Keegan. He's in the top 12.
I get you with that. So
it was just but you're separated Keegan and Harmon are separated by about 1,000 points, a little bit less than that. So, Keegan picks himself and leaves off Sam Burns. Okay. We'll go with that
Sam
one.
Burns
But I think
has some top 5. He's 13th in the U.S., so he's just out of like the top 12 in the U.S. right now.
Yeah.
He's 22nd in the world. He's 16th in the Ryder Cup standing. So that would be one. I think that's a good analogy there to put him in there. So let me ask you this, Dave. With everything that's going on we've talked about LIV today, we've talked about the PGA Tour today. The Ryder Cup is going to have representatives from on both sides because they already have Terrell Hatton was an automatic qualifier on the European side, and you are not leaving John Rahm off that team. I don't care where he's ranked.
No, you're not.
You're taking John Rahm. But with that being said, there's been some conversation this week around Bryson DeChambeau, and he's an automatic qualifier. Keegan has said that he wants everyone to play in the next PGA Tour event so that they can get some time together and bond and do things. What's your take? Oh yeah, stretch it out, because I have a take on this as well, and I'm gonna let you go first.
This is where you would sit in the middle between Steve and I, and
yeah, but I think Steve has a take. I would be in the middle on this, but I lean more towards that. I don't think this is a wrong decision. I think this is I'm okay with the decision, but I think that there's some factors in here. So what's your opinion that the PGA will not allow Bryson to have an exception to play this week when the Ryder Cup team wants it for a bonding, team unity, play together type moment? What's your thoughts on this, Dave?
Boo PGA. Boo.
Wow.
It's Princess Bride. Boo.
Stop rhyming. I mean
it. Yes. Here's the thing. And I understand that, the Ryder Cup and everything else goes on outside within the scope of PGA and the USGA. I 100% understand that. I understand the ban put in place. Bryson made his bed, and, he's got to sleep in it with LIV. We're into the fall tour in Napa. Nobody cares. Yeah, there's points to be had. There's the fall FedEx Cup. Bryson is going to bring the money. If Bryson is playing at that event, there's going to be a lot more money to be made. And not just about that, and we've said it all along, you play to win the game. You want to win. After the last couple European wins, you need this team dynamic to come together, and, let's throw the rules out the window here. Let's make an exemption. And let's get Bryson out there in Napa. Let's get him with everybody else to see how this all goes. We know, look, they did Happy Gilmore together. We know the PGA and LIV can coexist, in the set of a movie.
100%.
Because, Bryson's protecting those nipples.
Of the wrong team.
Yeah. But, here's the thing. It's the fall to, is there the fall FedEx Cup? Are there points to be had? Would he potentially be taking somebody else's spot in the tournament? No, just give him an exemption and just let him go out there and play and add one extra person to the field. It really doesn't matter. So from that standpoint, play to win the game, bring the cup back home, Team USA all the way. That's what it should be.
So I'm going to go with the opposite here. I think that the PGA kind of needs to stand their ground here because of how close this LIV thing is. If this was a few years removed, I'd say, hey, maybe make this the bridge to kind of bring the two back together. But I can see why they're saying no at this time. I believe that you're correct that we need to have this unity here. But you know what? Bryson could still go out there. He could still go and bond with the team, maybe not play in the event, do events afterwards, be out there and cheer the team on. There's things he could do that are Ryder Cup style events. Like he could just go, be a fan, kind of be like a captain would be on the side and see how his teammates are playing. He can do all of that stuff. Go buy a ticket, Bryson, and enjoy the show. But I agree with you in the sense of that team unity. You want to kind of get this. I also don't think this is an event that's really going to create that unity. So I don't think that it's going to make a difference out there. But I will go to my question I asked you about Keegan. If we lose, is the PGA Tour now going to be criticized for not letting Bryson play? Because it's that same type of thing of like, you're making a decision that they want to bond together. They want to do this. And you're keeping one person off for a petty reason. Now, I think you went to Live, stay with Live. You should be over there. So I agree with you on the PGA Tour for standing by this. But this is the Ryder Cup, and we want to win.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Ryder Cup. It's this is what your captain wants to do. Let's make it happen. Find a way to make it happen. Because here's the thing, and this is the other point. The other point, we saw the release of the Ralph Lauren line of clothing, correct? That they're all going to wear. We wear Golfish. Golfish is our official apparel provider of the Golfing Dads Tavern.
Are you trying to get Golfish as the official apparel provider of the Ryder Cup? Is that what kind of?
But all these guys have apparel deals, and this is like Jordan wearing Reebok stuff on the '92 Dream Team. Things happen. All these guys. Do you think? Yeah, he did, but he wore Reebok shorts and a Reebok jersey because it was the team. Granted, he draped an American flag, over the side of it and became a great campaign for Nike. But all these guys, they put sponsorships aside. They wear the team clothing. They wear the team branding. Bryson's not going to go out to Live wearing his Crushers gear. He's going to wear, like Brooks did, all the Team USA stuff. So if these guys and if sponsors and everybody else that is out there and says, okay, you're Team USA, you don't need to be out there in a Nike shirt or an Adidas shirt or TaylorMade or the hat or whatever, what have you, go out there and represent Team USA and do the best that you can. And if sponsors and big money people don't have a problem with it, PGA is all about making money. They're a business. They're in business to make money. Bryson is going to make you money.
Yeah, I think that's where we kind of need to have that bonding, because we have said on here that the European team is a team. They bond. They are together. They are cheering each other on. The Team USA is a team, but that unity is not there the same way it is with the European team.
They're more individual.
Exactly. And I want to see that. I think we have some great people out here. Like Scottie's one that he's going to pair with anybody that's out there. And Keegan is going to try to get that. And I think this could lead to better things this year. But leaving Bryson out this week could be a factor that plays into that this week. And if we lose, it's going to be criticized the same way. Like I said, if Keegan chooses himself and we lose, it's going to be something that we're going to talk about on this show, and everyone else is going to talk about, because that's what we do. But all right, with that, let's go. I got a smack of the week this week. I did this week just to make fun of Steve. So let's go into smack of the week. I picked one of the most annoying things on the internet right now that I think is hilarious. That I imagine this is what Steve is like every week, trying to pick smack of the week. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Lizard, 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 lizard.
That's every week trying to get a word in. Edgewise, yes. Yeah. I just trolled us with the lizard.
I got. My wife sent me that, but it said something else on it.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. This lizard is great. It is from a Disney Pixar credit scene, and I think that this lizard is hilarious. It is funny, and I love how it's kind of trolling the internet right now. It is the new Rick roll in a sense. So it's all of our ADD in one place, but. All right, with that, let's get into odds with Dave. And then in last call, let's talk about the Tour Championship and who we think this week. My plan has worked out perfectly.
So you're taking Scottie.
I have Scottie this week, so you can skip that odds. And who you had a better finish than Steve, or Steve had a better finish than you?
I had a better finish than Steve. Oh no, Steve.
Okay.
Rory was higher.
Rory was higher.
Steve had Rory. Yeah.
Okay, so you have your pick first, then.
Yes.
So
just running down the Scottie 1.5. It is the lowest odds I have ever announced for Scottie Scheffler. 1.5.
I'm taking Scottie this week.
Rory is 8.5. Tommy Fleetwood at 14. Ludwig at 18. Russell Henley at 20. Cantley at 25. JT at 25. JJ Spawn at 25. Morikawa at 28. Sam Burns at 28. Sepp at 30. All the way down. Goddard is 50. McIntyre is 35. Cameron Young is 30. So I'm curious. Who's I know who my pick is.
I know who Steve's pick is.
Okay. Who is Steve's pick?
Do you want me to put Steve's pick up first? Steve,
I want you to put Steve's pick up. Okay.
All right, give me a second. I'll put Steve's pick up. You can keep talking.
Yeah. So I'm kind of torn here, and I want to know if I'm going to hurt Steve, or if I am not. I'm going to preface this. I'm not picking Rory.
Okay, he can't pick Rory because he picked Rory last week, so he can't pick Rory.
No.
So I can't get. I'll do it this way.
Okay. I am taking Tommy Fleetwood this week.
Okay, so he did not pick Tommy Fleetwood. So
okay, I am taking Tommy Fleetwood this week. Tommy is his first win on the U.S. soil is going to be the Tour Championship.
So let me get this straight. So Steve, let me see if I can get this to.
Steve, sorry, not here this week. I'm hanging out with.
You hear that?
Magic. Hey, really quick, my pick for this week, Greg. I know you're picking first, so I'm going to take Ludwig over.
Ludwig, okay.
So he's taking Ludwig this week, and I think that
I should have taken Tommy. I should have taken Tommy last week, and I didn't. I wavered. I am taking Tommy Fleetwood for his first win on U.S. soil in the Tour Championship.
So you're saying that Tommy Fleetwood is going to win the Tour Champion and the FedEx Cup as his first win ever on tour?
Yes.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for you. All right, let's get into last call and talk about that. I just want to say one thing. I played golf this weekend, and I have this Cobra DS Adapt with Future Fit 33 technology set up exactly how I like it. I am hitting the ball better than I have been over the past few years. If you need a new driver, trust me, this will make a difference in your game. Go out and check and try the
and
Cobra
then pair that
DS Adapt
with the Bridge Set mindset golf.
Yeah, that's a game changer right there. Yeah. But so this week we've talked about it. We've gone over it. You think Tommy Fleetwood is going to win the FedEx Cup as his first win at East Lake, winning the Tour Championship? So,
because why not?
Okay, all right. I kind of think that's kind of why you're going with it, because it would be an amazing pick for you.
Because right now for the playoffs, you're at 2.
Yeah,
2 points.
Yep.
Steve's at 15, and I'm at 20.
Yes, but we weighted this event the highest. So if Scottie ends up winning, I really vault up, and you
vault. Yes,
I need you not to be in like second or in the top 5. So
correct.
I played it out like this so I could have Scottie this week, because I really think Scottie is going to finish this off. But the storylines that we've been talking about this entire show that I really kind of want to get into in the last minute here is someone like a Chris Goddard, an Oshke, a Wyndham Clark, and let's say a Patrick Cantlay, and even Andrew Novak this week, what do you think they have to do to make their best case to be on the Ryder Cup team? Where do they have to finish?
I think they have to play like Ricky did in the first 2 weeks.
Okay.
Of the Tour champion. Yeah. I so think for Ashke needs a top 8.
Okay.
Not a top 10. I think he needs a top 8. Wyndham probably a top 12 to make his case for there. And I think Novak would be the same at about a top 12
so let
to
me
make
give
his
you
Ryder Cup case.
These stats. Wyndham Clark only has 2 top 10 finishes this year.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm trying to do here. Cancel. Wyndham has 2 top 10 finishes this year, and Ashke has 4 top 10 finishes this year. So
correct.
I really think for Wyndham, he's got to win. If I'm putting Wyndham in, I need him to win this year. I need him to get a win.
I'm looking at it not from a perspective of where they're finishing, but how are they going to pair with everybody else on the team.
Yeah, but I want someone who's hot right now, who's playing well, and I don't feel Wyndham has played that well this season. I look at like Chris Gotterup is a person that I keep bringing up because I really think I want to make a case for him because I think he has made a case for himself at the end of the season. I feel that he may come up short, kind of like Lucas Glover did 2 years ago, where he was playing really well going into all of this. But
if we were playing this on European soil, I would have Gotterup a lot higher right now.
I agree with that. Yep. For his win at the Scottish and a top 3 in the Open Championship.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but
if we were playing overseas, Gotterup would go closer to my lock category right now.
Well, and that's where I go back and forth on him because he's at that like lower in the 20th position right now. And I think that because he's played well in Europe, because we're playing the European team, because he's from this area, that's where I really want to push him into this. I think he would make a difference there. I would be, unless he plays himself out of it this week, if he's in the top 15 and he's playing well, and when I say top 15, if the top 14 above him have to also be playing really well this week for me to say, yep, move him forward. And the people that are above him, like a Cantlay, a Cam Young, a Keegan, a Brian Harmon, they need to fall below that 15 in the bottom 15 this week for me to make that case that he's playing better.
Gotterup and the Bridgestone Mindset Golf Ball go out and win this week.
He's in. Oh, 100%. He has 2 wins this year. One is the Scottish Open. He was a third in the last major. He is the hot hand. If he wins this week, there's no way you don't take him. So
yeah, he's top 5. You take him. So, but yeah, for me,
consideration
the way Fleetwood played. Yes, did he lose? He lost the FedEx. He lost St. Jude. Yeah. But he came back at BMW with a top 5. So it did not affect him wholeheartedly, the loss. And I think he's putting it all together right here at the end of the year. I want to see one more good 4 days of golf out of Tommy Fleetwood, and then he can fall off the face of the mat for the Ryder Cup. Oh, hey, isn't that about the end of the show?
I was literally about to hit end, so that's
wow.
wrap.
Thanks, boys.
Sorry, Matt Damon, we don't have time for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really fortunate, man. I have an opportunity to build something that's.
And remember, folks, use code GolfingDads to get 15% off your order at Desert Fox Golf. Also use code GolfingDads to get 15% off your order at golfish.com. Use code GolfingDads to get 20% off your order at Jacket Sunscreen, and use the Golfing Dads Tavern to get 5% off your order at FlightScope.